And there we go. It's the 6th of May. So it's Will's first Friday of the month Zoom. And just to remind you that in about, 6 weeks' time, the nights will be drawing in again. And the cold hand of winter will be felt upon us. Right, we have apologies. We have apologies from Mike and Helen, the Surrey duo. Sad, but they can't be here. Paul Clark, he can't be here. We're not probably quite so sad about that, are we? He says he's going to watch it sometime on the video. But he has sent me some tips of the blog. I'm not going to put them on, but I will read some of them out to you later. And then next time you see him, feel free to poke him in the eye. So, right, time-honoured fashion, I will kick off. This isn't a sad song, it's not a miserable song. It's harrowing, disturbing, but, what do you call him? Steve Earle song. About one Billy Austin. My name is Billy Austin, I'm 29 years old. I was born in Oklahoma, quarter Cherokee, I'm told. Remember Oklahoma, seems so long since I've left home. Seems like I've always been in prison, like I've always been alone. Never meant to hurt nobody, never thought I'd cross that line. I held up a filling station just like I've done 100 times. The kid done like I told him, he lay face down on the floor. Guess I'll never know what made me turn and walk back through that door. A shot ran out like thunder, my ears rang like a bell, but no one came running, so I called the cops myself. They took their time to get there, and I guess I could have run. I know I should be feeling something, but I never shed tear once. Even make the papers, 'cause I only killed one man. But my trial was over quickly, and the long hard road began. The court-appointed lawyer couldn't look me in the eye. He stood up and closed his briefcase as they sentenced me to die. Now the waiting's over as the final hour drags by, and I ain't about to tell you that I don't deserve to die. There were 27 men here, most are black or brown and poor. Most of us are guilty, but can you know for sure? When the preacher comes to get me, to shave off all my hair, won't you take that long road with me, knowing hell is waiting there? yourself, sir, with a sure and steady hand? Can you tell yourself that you're better than I am? My name is Billy Austin, 29 years old. I was born in Oklahoma, quarter Cherokee, I'm told.
Oh, very nice, John.
Lovely, John.
That was some, in the absence of Helen and Mike, that was nice and mournful. Because they usually do a sad one for us, and you're making up for it. And just for anyone that's not been with us before, feel free to unmute and clap or boo, whatever you want to do, and then mute yourself before the next song. That's the way it works. Boo!
Right, I think I've done all the bits of housekeeping.
That was great.
Except to say that next week we are back live with a special guest, or a guest.
Who you dragged up?
I
Essex
wonder
boy.
who that could be.
Essex boy. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
coming up in his. He's flying up in his VC10.
Yeah.
Right, Mike and Sheila.
Oh, he shrunk Sheila again. Look, she's tiny in the background there. There's a lot of shrinkage going on. A whole lot. Zip.
This song's called Now I'm Easy. It's about an Australian farmer. It's his life story, really. It's much shortened. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky. Droughts and fires and floods I've lived through plenty. But this country's dust and mud has seen my tears and blood. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. I married a fine girl when I was 20. She died giving birth when she was 30. No flying doctor then, just a gentle old black gin. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. She left me with 2 sons and a daughter on a bone-dry farm whose soil cried out for water. My care was rough and ready, but they grew up fine and steady. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. My daughter married young and went her own way. My sons lie buried by the Burma Railway. On this land I made my own, I carried on alone. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. City folk these days despise a cocky. With subsidies and all, we've had it easy. There's no drought, no starving stock on a Seward suburban block. Nearly over now, now I'm easy. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky. Droughts and fires and floods I've lived through plenty. But this country's dust and mud has seen my tears and blood. nearly over now. Now I'm easy, nearly over now. Now I'm easy.
Yeah, lovely.
Lovely, Mike. Lovely.
It's not strictly true, though, is it? It's not nearly over because it's finished now. It's over now, isn't it? So, but when he was singing it, it was nearly over now, wasn't it?
Yeah, when I sing this in
boy.
clubs, people always say, "Thank God it's over." You know.
I see we've got Izzy here without a voice.
Yeah.
Are you going to do some pole dancing for us, Izzy?
Oh no!
Or if Jeff's there, you could do a bit of lap dancing, you know?
I'm not lap dancing. Oh, pole dance.
Give you a bit more.
Pole dancing, okay, put her in for pole dancing, Alan.
Yeah.
Slide, you have to slide Storm in before you, I think.
Is Storm going to help with the pole dancing, do you think? No, I'll put it right. I'll move him up. Here it goes. Is that promotion for Storm? I think it is.
Suppose you'd call that a poem, would you? Oh.
Storm's being the stereotypical northerner. I wonder if he's got
Aye, lad.
whippets there.
Happen.
Got a pair of whippets there, Storm.
Happen.
Some
No,
black
but
pudding.
just-
No, ferrets. Need some ferrets. Ferrets.
Ferrets. Yeah.
Right.
No black pudding, thank you.
Food of the gods.
Oh, we got full-size
Tell me
Sheila.
Which reminds me, I don't know if you've got Terry. I don't know if you've got my phone number. I'll email you this week and sort some details out.
Great stuff, thank you.
Are you okay for black
Tell me
pudding or
when to
not?
start, Mike.
Yes, black pudding, anything.
Right. And Denise, is she all right for black pudding?
Probably less so, I think, but I'll have hers. Thank you.
Hey,
Anyway, I'll give you an email this
Okay.
weekend.
Great stuff.
John, can I come? I'm okay for black pudding.
Shut up, Izzy. We can't hear you. Just shut up.
tell me when, Mike.
Right, Sheila, come on. Go for it, girl.
Okay then. This is a little piece called First Love, and it's by John Clare. I ne'er was struck before that hour with love so sudden and so sweet. Her face, it bloomed like a sweet flower and stole my heart away complete. My face turned pale, as deadly pale. My legs refused to walk away. And when she looked, what could I ail? My life and all seemed turned to clay. And then my blood rushed to my face and took my eyesight quite away. The trees and bushes round the place seemed midnight at noonday. I could not see a single thing. Words from my eyes did start. They spoke as chords do from the string, and blood burnt round my heart. Are flowers the winter's choice? Is love's bed always snow? She seemed to hear my silent voice, not love's appeals to know. I never saw so sweet a face as that I stood before. My heart has left its dwelling place and can return no more. Thank you.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely, Sheila.
Your
Beautiful
delivery
microphone
is so
technique,
quick.
I must say. Excellent microphone technique.
Yeah. We're just saying her delivery is so clear.
Yeah.
Whatever, either on here or when we're live, always crystal.
Yeah.
Right, we are moving to the next Muppet Box. I don't know if any of you saw something I put on our Facebook page today. It was a version of the Muppets playing Devil Went Down to Georgia. and it was basically about drugs. And I don't know why our ageing hippie came to mind, but he did.
Yes, you mentioned my name in conjunction with certain substances which I've not consumed for years.
Well, the Durham Constabulary will be on the case shortly, I'm sure.
Oh.
John's,
Keep Durham
John's
out of it.
actually still,
Nothing to do
John's
with
still
Durham.
living in the 60s. He's waiting till something better turns up, and it hasn't yet.
It hasn't yet. No, you're right there, definitely. But there we are.
Right, come on then. Give us some Donovan.
There are dragons in the hedgerows, ballerinas in the trees, and the clouds are stately galleons floating on the breeze. All these things are yours to see, no matter what your station. Open your eyes, free up your mind, use your imagination. There are fairies in the raindrops, you can see them there, caught within the moonlight, dancing in the air. All the myths and legends that were told by mortal man still exist. Look through the mists, find them once again. We're bound by facts and science to see only the mundane, but magic lies beneath all things and may yet rise again. The world of power and money is giving men such pain. If you talk of any other, they'll brand you as insane. But love's the thing that keeps us going, love's the thing that marks us out, love's the thing that keeps me thinking it's what this world should be about. Yes, there are dragons in the hedgerows, ballerinas in the trees, and the clouds are stately galleons floating on the breeze. All these things are yours to see, no matter what your station. Open your eyes, free up your mind, use your imagination. Woo! Woo! Woo!
I was a bit late coming in with the whoop there at the end.
I
I'm sorry,
noticed
John.
that, John.
We were. He took me by surprise. I thought there was another refrain in that before he came.
Yeah, I thought there was more coming. I think you
Very
could
short version of that.
Yeah.
No.
But,
Exactly the same
could I just say,
version
Ruth,
as
Mrs.
always.
Pritchard, are you there, Mrs. Pritchard?
I'm here, yes.
Right, can I just say, I went to Dragon's Breath on Tuesday, and everybody there's on John's Facebook page, and everybody said what a fabulous picture it was that you got last week.
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. Well,
You just-
I
You
did go
captured it.
to I did go to get some printed out in Max Spielman to give one out to the three of you, but when I got there, it wouldn't read my stick.
Ah.
So I'll try again next week.
It was fabulous timing. I mean, it was just perfect, wasn't it?
Right.
Well, the thing is,
Absolutely.
you didn't see the other 19.
No, doesn't matter.
Bye.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you.
Carol,
This one's called The Avon Lady. And for those of you who don't know, this is autobiographical.
Oh.
It's a big
That's a
word,
big
isn't
word
it,
for
for a
the
Friday night?
it's a family show. Come on, keep it clean.
Okay. I used to be an Avon lady in the village where we lived. For 18 years I had that round. I was quite good at what I did. I wasn't the best advert that Avon's ever had. I don't wear any makeup, and with most perfumes, well, I itch like mad. My round was very large, to walk it quite a hike. So I solved my delivery problem by putting a box on the back of my bike. But I did all the things that you'd expect an Avon lady to do. And sometimes I was asked by my customers to do other things too. Like the time I found 2 large black bin bags standing in the hall of an elderly lady upon whom I'd made a call. "It's jumble," the lady said. "Can you take it up to Joan?" I hadn't the heart to tell her that was the opposite way to home. This same lady had, for me, another treat. "Oh, I am glad to see you," she said. "Can you bandage my sore feet?" But the strangest thing as an Avon lady that I was ever asked to do involved me catching a billy goat, and me in my new coat too. The billy goat was seeking adventure. Across the road came he. He was completely ignoring old Ted running after him. He was just glad to be free. Back and forth across the road till he spied my coat of blue. So I grabbed his head, and old Ted said, That's grand, I'll hold the bike for you." "Just take him round the back," Ted said, "and make sure you close that big barn door. We don't want him escaping again. I can't chase him any more." So the next time you see the Avon lady at your door or on the TV, I hope I raise a smile as you think back on what happened to me. Thank you.
Lovely, Carol.
Thank you, Carol. And we have got a new face amongst us.
Muting.
I suppose I should tell you, but apparently she's a friend of Paul Clark's. I didn't think he had any friends.
That might be pushing it. We exchanged messages during another Zoom sing around, and he noted that on my webpage I have a list of places I played in the late 1970s, and he pointed out that the Bee in Rill was one of them, and you were doing this.
Well.
So I thought I would stop by.
Well, that's the closest relationship I've heard of that he's got.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Welcome back,
Paul. Yeah, that's it. You're obviously his best friend, Wendy, in the world.
That's a bit alarming because I don't even know what he looks like.
Well, you're better off. You're better off, girl.
You know, I might report back.
You'll be listening tomorrow.
Yeah, we do record this and put it out on YouTube. So
I knew that. This is.
Paul's a fairly sad sort of individual. He's got nothing better to do than to listen to it.
Where are you, Wendy? And don't say at home. Whereabouts are you?
I live right next to Kew Gardens, or very close to it.
Oh, your accent suggests something different. Sorry.
Well, I'm originally from New York, and I live in the Kew Gardens section of London, not the Kew Gardens section of New York City.
Lovely. Very nice. I'll shut up now, John.
Yeah, so will I.
I learned this many years ago. It's an American version of one of those old British ballads, and it has a ghost in it, which should make the guy two or three back happy. Well, 3 ghosts actually. It's of a night and a lady bright, and she had little babes 3. She sent them away to the north country for to learn their grammar. Well, they hadn't been gone but a very short time, about 6 months and a day, when death called Christmas morn. When everything was still, she saw those three little babes come a-running down the hill. She set them a table of the wine and meat, that they might drink and eat. She set them a bed and a winding sheet, that they might sleep so sweet. Take it off, cried the eldest one. Take it off, cried she. I care no more for this wide, wicked world. There's a better one for me. Cold clouds lay at my head. Cold clouds lay at my feet, and the tears my mother did shed for me, they would tear this winding sheet.
Oh, yes, Wendy. Brilliant.
A lot of people don't realise when you want to learn to play the banjo, you've got to unteach your thumb what it does on the guitar. You've got to unteach it.
That is very true. A friend of mine described that as the dead thumb. And you have to learn for your thumb just to like not
Follow up, yeah.
do
Secondary
anything.
roll.
It's
Yeah.
this kind of thing.
Lovely. That was grand.
It was brilliant.
For those of you who weren't
There you
here
go.
at the sound check, Wendy said, "Oh, do you want me to play banjo, guitar,
Guitar.
concertina, or auto harp?"
And I
There we
bet she's
are.
good on all of them by the sound of
That's
it.
it. Oh, yeah.
She's fabulous.
Talking about good on all of them, here's Alan Manous, John. There's a link for you.
That's not the link I'd have used, actually. But,
It's not the link I would have used either.
Oh.
I'm good on nothing. I couldn't think. I had a busy week. I couldn't think of what to do. This is just do a Robbie Burns. Come bring to me a pint of wine and fill it in a silver tassie that I may drink before I go a service take, my bonny lassie. The ship rides by the Pyrenees, flow blows the wind, fade from the ferry. The ship runs by the Berwick Lore, and I must leave my bonny Mary. The trumpets sound, the banners fly, all the glittering spears stand ranked and ready. The cries of war are heard afar, and the battle closes deep and bloody. It's not the roar of sea nor shore wouldn't make me languor more to tarry. It's not the cry of war afar, no, it's leaving thee, my bonny Mary. It's leaving thee. It's leaving thee. It's
Red on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You could bottle that, eh?
In a different, I dropped the capo. I normally do it capo too, but
Doesn't seem to matter to your
no, it
vocal
seemed
range.
quite nice down there. Yeah, it felt comfy down there, so it's cool. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, monologue you, John.
This one by Mike Waterson. I actually met him once at a Sheffield Folk Festival when it was at the Hilton Hotel many years ago. But this one I picked up recently. Two farmers lived by the mill. If they're not dead, they live there still. Each had a special skill, breeding fat birds. Now, the first farmer's name was Swan. Breeding ducks brought him fame. Breeding ducks brought him gain. Swan, he bred ducks. And the next farmer's name was Duck. Breeding geese brought him luck and great cartloads of goose muck. Duck, he bred geese. Now the young lad sat by the pond, willow wand in his hand, he being the keeper of both geese and ducks. And the schoolmaster he rode by, new to the district he, casting envious eye upon both geese and ducks. Whose ducks are these? He said, pointing down with his hand. The lad smiled and turned and said, them ducks is swans. Now, schoolmaster shook his head, turning a little red, turned round once more and said, whose geese is these? The lad smiled, he turned his head, you'll not find better bred. Them geese is all corn fed, and them geese is ducks. Young lad, you're a fool sitting there by the pool. Better to be at school learning about ducks. The lad turned, he smiled and said, them that can, do, he said. Them that can't, teach instead. I know my ducks. And them ducks is swans. You'll not find better bred. As for these geese is ducks.
That was the punchline.
We were a bit behind there, John, because we didn't know you'd come to an end.
Ah, you see, the telegraph. We do need the telegraph. We're getting on a bit. We need these signs.
Right, and moving along to North.
To the east, John, to the east.
Still sticking down the east coast. They like it. They like the North Sea, I think, don't they?
The Far East, don't swim in it. Ooh.
We're 180 miles from you, John.
Right, and you don't sound like you haven't got your reverb unit with you.
Oh, they have. Don't you worry, they have.
I've got a funny throat, so that might be adding a little bit of reverb as well. No, it's not switched on, John.
Oh.
Not yet.
It will be.
I'll switch it on because I know much you like it.
Seeing as there appear to be two of you, have you got your pink fluffy slippers on, Sue?
Yes.
No, she hasn't. Yeah. Oh.
She nearly put them on for the Real Club last week, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I nearly did, yeah.
Where's your Real Folk Club t-shirt then?
Oh.
Well,
in the wash.
It's actually back in Durham. You do know we've only just got down here. We arrived here about
4:30.
4:30.
Oh, plenty of time to practice.
And then
Takes an hour to set this up.
we had to get quickly sorted out, familiarise ourselves
Unpacked.
with the house, get unpacked. But yeah, we're here. So I'm
Have you
sorry I haven't
eaten?
got the real t-shirt. I forgot to pack it.
Have
But
you
I
eaten?
will-
These people never stop eating.
No.
I mean, we spent, what, a week and a half with you. You never went more than 90 minutes without ingesting something.
You haven't met Terry yet, have you?
And your point
you haven't
is?
accommodated Terry.
Plenty of people eat.
Now, Terry, should I break this to Terry, Brian?
Yeah.
I don't know how to break this to you.
Go on, I'm listening.
Next Friday, you're coming up on Thursday, aren't you?
That's right, yeah.
I'm afraid that on Friday we have late afternoon. We have Brian and Sue joining us.
Oh, that's fantastic! Really?
No, it's not.
That was a good
No, it's
response,
not.
Terry.
That was very good, that, Terry.
It's only because he can't do oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, we missed you once. We couldn't miss you twice.
No, definitely not.
There we are.
And it's like a 5-star hotel at John and Leslie's,
And there's,
believe me.
and there's some queer folk up there, so we'll have to tell you all about them.
I can't wait to hear.
Anyhow, this is a Ralph McTell song, Grand Affair. Take a bus. Who needs a car? We'll eat here. Take this seat near the door. I'm not hungry much now with you. Is it okay if I share yours with you? Had no money and nothing. I believe that you knew. Remember the moon on the wall, did she shine? The taste of the sheets and the feel of the wine. Wasn't I glad that you was mine in the grand affair? Take a boat, maybe a plane, anywhere now except Greece or Spain. Well, sure I know where I am. I see canals, this is Amsterdam. I've got friends here and they know. They can say who I am. Remember the moon without any view. Frightened of meeting someone that we knew. No farewell, so how do you do in the grand affair? Now I stayed in the best hotels, and there's white-coated waiters attend me, and I look at the beautiful girls. Do they really believe they can bend me? Well, I drive now, seldom I walk. I can speak French, but I'd rather not talk. Which suit will I wear tonight? To take out the brown, but in the end wear the white. After shade stepping out and moving into the light. Remember the moon on the wall, did she shine? The year was all wrong, so we sent back the wine. Wasn't you glad that you was mine in the grand affair?
yes, you do. Lovely.
Lovely.
Crossed it off my repertoire now.
Smashing.
Brilliant.
Always getting his gob iron on.
Oh, look out.
It'll be a Donovan. Oh no!
It will, yeah.
No, it's not Donovan. No.
Oh. Oh.
Is Bobness, is it a Dylan?
Yeah.
Well, it's a Dylan Stroke Adele one.
Oh. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, yes.
Stroking
Adele. Oh, I'm muted.
I'm sure you all know anyway. It's To Make You Feel My Love, the Adele version.
Yeah, because the Dylan one's rubbish. Most people sing his songs better than he does, or did.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love.
Can I start again?
Sorry,
Sorry.
go on. Voice is going.
Excuse me. Whatever Brian's had, I think I've got now.
We share. Take two.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear and there's no one there to dry your tears, well, I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I go hungry, I go black and blue. I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the rolling sea and on the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true.
sorry.
Oh.
John,
It
I think
was
she needs a
fine,
glass
sir.
of whiskey.
A lovely, sexy voice there, sir.
Yeah, I could see Alan.
Bit of Adele, bit of Rod Stewart, bit of Barry White. They're all in there.
That was lovely, actually.
No, she needs some whiskey.
A Friday evening frog.
It was a bit like, reminded me a bit of a high-pitched Ronnie Drew, he of the governors.
That's a bit cruel, John.
Oh, boy.
Who's Ronnie Drew?
It went for you.
I felt there were a few Durnos in that one.
Oh, I think she's had one too many. That's
I
it.
think there was a
I wish
Durno
I
or two in
had.
that, yeah, I agree. Very Durno-esque.
It was maybe a bad idea to continue. I do apologise.
Lovely.
Never mind.
Right, David.
Hello, hello, hello.
And once again, on behalf of all of us who came, thank you to B for the lunch.
Oh,
It was
wow.
stunning, really good.
Yes.
We had a lovely afternoon there.
Great to
Yes,
see
thank
you.
you
Thank you so
both.
much.
Honestly, it was a fantastic day. It was.
Lovely to see you.
Yes. Lovely to see you, yes.
Yeah, I think everybody turned up that's on here except Alan Manouche, didn't they? I think it was just about everybody that's here.
And me.
Did he not get an invite? Oh, yeah.
I went for a walk instead.
John, it's a joke, John. There were no invites. Well, there were.
I invited my builder by mistake.
I remember that.
And he never turned
That's
up.
right.
And I needed
My invite must have been held up by customs.
Aha, that's it.
John also talks to strange people in the toilet.
Yeah.
Don't you, John?
We heard about that one.
We'll
That's
just
another
keep
story.
that one, just in
I'll
case
just
you...
hold that back in case he's
Yes.
nasty to us.
Oh, God. Yeah, I thought at the time that my kids and granddaughter had arrived, but they hadn't just yet. Anyway, right. Well, I shall. B is going to read a poem first because hers is a much happier piece than what I'm going to read to you. Here she is.
no, it's not happy. It's called Cassandra, and just to remind you, in Greek mythology, Cassandra was the prophetess whose predictions nobody believed. Who was it who chose to forget? It is an act of will. Forgetting, we sever one generation from the next. We have to start again and repeat the pain. How can you not remember the suffering? How can you remember and then inflict such terror on others? We know you have not forgotten. And yet, knowing such misery, still you rain down your bombs and destroy all in your wake. Do you not see the anguish on the faces of the children? But we are not many who wish to remember. What I foresaw, next I had to see, and now I must retell it all. Threefold pain. It would be easier to forget.
Oh, that was the happy one then, David, was it?
That was definitely the happy one. Yes.
I'm just going to get the kitchen knife now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, she was like an early version of Rishi Sunak. The prediction that nobody believed, like the economy's going to grow.
The thing is that Cassandra's predictions, the reason nobody believed her is they didn't like what she was predicting. She tended to predict disasters.
Yeah, like I said, like Rishi Sunak. Yeah. David.
Hello, hello. Right. Okay, I shall start. With your mercury mouth in the missionary times, and your eyes like smoke, and your prayers like rhymes, and your silver cross, and your voice like chimes, oh, who do they think could bury you? With your pockets well protected at last, and your streetcar visions which you place on the grass, and your flesh like silk, and your face like glass. Who could they get to carry you? With your sheets like metal, and your belt like lace, and your deck of cards missing the jack and the ace, and your basement clothes and your hollow face, who among them did think he could outguess you? With your silhouette when the sunlight dims into your eyes where the moonlight swims, and your matchbook songs and your gypsy hymns, who among them would try to impress you? The kings of Tyrus with their convict list are waiting in line for their geranium kiss. And you wouldn't know it could happen like this, but who among them really wants just to kiss you? With your childhood flames on your midnight rug, and your Spanish manners and your mother's drugs, and your cowboy mouth and your curlew plugs, who among them do you think could resist you? Oh, the farmers and the businessmen, they all did decide to show you where the dead angels are that they used to hide. But why did they pick you to sympathise with their side? How could they ever mistake you? They wished you'd accepted the blame for the farm, but with the sea at your feet and the phony false alarm, and with the child of the hoodlum wrapped up in your arms, how could they ever have persuaded you? With your sheet metal memory of Cannery Row and your magazine husband who one day just had to go, and your gentleness now which you just can't help but show, who among them do you think would employ you? Now you stand with your thief, you're on his parole, with your holy medallion in your fingertips now enfold, and your saint-like face and your ghost-like soul, who among them could ever think he could destroy you? Sad-eyed lady of the lowlands, where the sad-eyed prophet says that no man comes. My warehouse eyes, my Arabian drums, should I leave them by your gate, or sad-eyed lady, should I wait? And I think possibly Dylan does that one better than I do.
I'm not sure, David. That was wonderful.
Oh, that was
wonderfully read.
Both of you.
No,
Very, very nice, David.
I was
hanging.
Thank you.
Sarah Lowndes,
Thank
and she
you.
still divorced
Really
him.
good, David. Really.
There's a lot of Dylan Thomas in there using nouns as adjectives. I spotted
Well,
a little
yes.
a little technicality in there.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I was hanging on every word. Thank you, David.
Oh,
You know, he wrote that for his wife Sarah Lowndes, and she still divorced him.
that was Sarah, was it?
Yes.
Oh, I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yes, it was.
Oh, thank you.
Well, there we are.
Every day is a school day.
Encyclopedic knowledge spread around the place
Ah.
like butter on crumpets.
Well, he told the world how miserable she was, didn't he?
No, I think he wrote
Not
that.
the world's best publicist.
No, as I understand it, he wrote that early in their relationship, and later on, he wrote when they were splitting up. He wrote a song about "Don't ever leave me, don't ever go," and there's a line in it: "Staying up all night in the Chelsea hotel, writing sad-eyed lady of the lowlands for you," and that song is
yes.
very clearly addressed to Sarah because he uses her name throughout. So.
Yes, that's right. That's on a much later album, isn't it, that song?
I read a book once. I
Well,
did.
you mean you coloured it in?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I didn't read that in a book. I was sitting in a laundromat, and that song, the "Don't Ever Leave Me" song, was
I've been
playing on the
to
radio,
a
and I
lawn-
looked up and I said,
yeah,
"Oh,
been
they're
to a
getting a
laundrette.
divorce, are they?"
Before we move on to Maureen, I'll just give you.
I thought Alan was going to say he admired the pop-up pages.
Oh, thank you, Storm. Well, I do. I have grandchildren, and I
Remember
share.
those?
I do. I love them, and I share them. If you ever look at YouTube, Lisa Hannigan used to sing with Damien Rice a long time ago. Lisa Hannigan, she makes pop-up books to die for. On some of her recordings on YouTube, you'll see her using pop-up books to illustrate the songs. Absolutely ace. Lisa Hannigan. Thank you.
Can you put the correct spelling in the chat, please, Alan?
Yes.
No, it can't. It can't spell. Right, I've got Paul Clark's email here with his suggestions for the blog. I'll just read you a bit now, and I'll read you a bit later. He says, if your view of folk music is broken down, out-of-tune instruments being blown, strummed, and hammered to buggery by a bunch of talentless, crocked no-hopers, just wait till you've heard these guys.
Galatag.
Right, Maureen.
He's got it better than you, John. He's got it better than you, mate.
I taught him everything he knows.
Right. This is therapy. So for those of you who may still have lingering feelings from the poem. So during Prohibition in the US, Canada was only happy to help out. So I've put in the chat, it's call and response, and it's more yell and yell. Pull your oars. And then you reply. All right. Windsor is a lovely port we're proud to sing about. There's a warehouse full of whiskey, though the Yankees do without. And when customs asks us where we're bound, we ship our oars and shout. We're bound for Valparaiso in a rowboat. Pull your oars!
Pull your oars!
We're on our way!
We're on our way!
With 1,000 quarts of whiskey bound for Valparaiso Bay, and we haven't no intention for to see the USA. We're bound for Valparaiso in a rowboat. Some say that for an ocean trip, our craft is very small, but we bold Canadians don't fear a little Cape Horn squall, and a deep sea schooner's just too big to shoot Niagara Falls. We're bound for Valparaiso in a rowboat. Pull your oars!
Pull your oars!
We're on our way!
We're on our way! On our way!
With 1,000 quarts of whiskey bound for Valparaiso Bay, and we haven't no intention for to see the USA. We're bound for Valparaiso in a rowboat. Though Michigan is very near and Chile's very far, we are expert navigators, we can steer by any star. But the cat pissed on the sextant and we don't know where we are. But we're bound for Valparaiso in a rowboat. Pull your oars!
Pull your oars!
We're on our way!
We're on our way!
With 1,000 quarts of whiskey bound for Valparaiso Bay, and we haven't no intention for to see the USA. We're bound for Valparaiso in a rowboat. We've sailed for Valparaiso 27 times this week, but every time we've gotten to the mouth of Muddy Creek, we've had to jettison our cargo because the oarlock sprung a leak. But we're bound for Valparaiso in a rowboat. Pull your oars!
Pull your oars!
We're on our way!
We're on our way!
with 1,000 quarts of whiskey bound for Valparaiso Bay, and we haven't no intention for to see the USA. We're bound for Valparaiso in a rowboat. Now some sing of Vancouver, of St. John and Halifax, but those salty water cities, they have nothing Windsor lacks. We've a dory load of whiskey and the muscles in our backs. We're bound for Valparaiso in a rowboat. Last time, pull your oars.
Pull your oars.
We're on our way.
We're on our way.
With 1,000 quarts of whiskey bound for Valparaiso Bay, and we haven't no intention for to see the USA. We're bound for Valparaiso
in a row.
Yay! Well done.
I can't wait to hear the recording tomorrow.
Zoom will sort it out. Don't worry. Zoom will sort it out.
Splendid.
Fabulous, Maureen. Fabulous.
Lovely, Maureen.
I love that song.
I don't know if you were here for our Easter do, Maureen. Oh, good for you, because that was when Helen, showed determination beyond belief, and when she had a power cut, went off.
And Helen and Neil were in the vehicle.
Yeah, in the vehicle, and they got a good signal in the vehicle. It didn't work outside.
Phil.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you there?
Okay. Right. This is written to a tune by Alistair Anderson called "The Road to the North." But it's really about your life and the way your life has forks and bends and road junctions and things that you have to go through. On the journey through this life you make, there are many choices that you must take. A bend, a fork, it's never going straight, but the road leads on without a break. They say rolling stones don't gather moss, so keep straight on where other roads cross. In sunshine or snow or in a hard frost, keep straight on and you surely won't get lost. Sometimes you're drenched unto your skin, you'll be tempted by a wayside inn. Beer and cheer with the landlord and his kin, in the morning on the road again. The path may go o'er moor and bog, up steep paths you will sometimes have to slog. Once o'er the top, down the hill you can jog. Tonight you're sure to sleep like a dog. There'll be many forks where the pathways split. You must decide on which branch to commit. No hurry by the wayside, rest and sit. Weigh up the odds and choose which road to hit. At last now you get sight of journey's end, and the very last hill you start to descend. Life's meaning at last you fully comprehend. What matters most is who you've made as friends. On the journey through this life you make, there are many choices that you must take. A bend, a fork, it's never going straight, but the road leads on without a break.
Oh, great, Phil. Phil, what was that? What made that tune about Stranded Spark and Spring?
Right, say that again.
What was the tune by Alistair Anderson?
The Road to the North.
Road to North, that because
So
it's
it's
a
all
lovely
appropriate,
tune.
really, as
You
well.
used
for
to play it on the pipes. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Got to resurrect that. Brilliant tune.
Right, thank you, Phil.
Thanks,
Can't see your
Phil.
dog tonight. Where's your dog?
He's there. He's fast asleep.
Oh, he's in the bed there, is he?
He's in the bed. He's not. He's had a bad time. He's for the second time in 2 years. He's decided to go and chew a rotten old, long gone lamb's foot.
Oh.
And it got stuck in his insides, so he's had to have an operation to have it removed.
Oh.
He's now on last chance.
Oh, heck.
He's on the last chance saloon now. He can't do it. He can't afford to do it again.
Ah.
So he's having to wear a muzzle when he's outdoors to stop him eating things.
No.
Which is not nice, really.
Poor lad. Poor lad.
Well, especially because everybody thinks he must be a wild, dangerous dog when they see him with a muzzle on.
Yeah.
Have you had a man-to-dog chat with him?
Has he what? Sorry.
Have you had a man-to-dog chat with
dog
him?
chat? Well, yeah, I have to. Whenever he's out, he's always trying to get the damn thing off his face, and I have to have a chat with him about that. Yeah.
I think we should muzzle Brian and Sue to stop them eating stuff. I've got some more Paul Clark here. Some more from the Gospel according to Paul. Regarding Real Folk Club, he says, all performance standards welcome, as amply demonstrated in this week's recording. Another one. Don't worry if you miss the Zoom session. Bastard, I'll get him.
That's it. That's it. Don't worry if you missed it.
Yeah. Brian.
Okay.
Got a new job there?
Yeah, that's goes with the song, really. I
was
was going to
afraid it
sing.
might, yeah.
I was going to sing American Pie, which was written and sung by Don McLean, but one day his gas boiler went wrong, so he wrote a revised version of his song and called it "The Gas Man Cometh." And I'm going to sing his revised song. Well, not that long ago, I can still remember feeling cold, cross and hostile. And if I had been a wiser man, I would have opted for their 4-star plan. And maybe I would have been cozy for a while. But Christmas Eve, it made me shiver, because each room was icy like a blizzard. So I rang the British gas man, who turned up in his own gas van. It cost me £100 for him to peer inside, to merely shake his head and turn and sigh. He said there was naught that he could do, and I was mortified the day my boiler died. I cried when my boiler had died. It was colder in my bungalow than it was outside, and the gas man couldn't fix it, only offer his advice. But he condemned my knackered boiler outright before he disappeared off into the night. I sat indoors in hat and gloves while contemplating where to shove the expansion vessel manifold. I'd lost my faith in British gas. He could shove my boiler up his ass. And my turkey, it had goose pimples. It was that cold. Well, at that time it seemed too posh, but I wish I'd bought that Worcester Bosch, 'cause they had the best reviews. And now my house was like an igloo. Well, it is safe to say I had come unstuck. My boiler would have been chucked into a skip 'cause it was broke on the day my boiler died, and I was freezing. Yes, I cried 'cause my boiler had died. It was colder in my bungalow than it was outside, and I was searching for answers that they couldn't provide. I would have to let my tank top strip dry, have to let my tank top strip dry. Now on Christmas Day I was on the phone to British Gas to rant and moan, but their engineer didn't call at noon. I felt like winter in Aberdeen, and I shivered while venting my spleen to an automated voice and Coldplay tunes. Well, I sat in through Boxing Day, and still no gas man came my way. They seemed quite unconcerned, and my calls were not returned. And as our house went back to Stone Age, I paced up and down in fits of rage, like Yorkshire Gordon Ramsay in a cage, the day my boiler died, and I was fuming. I cried 'cause my boiler had died. I was colder in my bungalow than it was outside. They said they had ordered parts, but then they never arrived. I was pigged off cold and dissatisfied, pigged off cold and dissatisfied. Well, my defeated heater, it didn't fear the reaper. The house, it was cold just like my demeanour, 8 degrees and falling fast. My mood was foul, I had not bathed or washed my hair for several days, but the gas man didn't come. No, he couldn't be asked. So I had to wash cold in the sink. My hands were blue and my crinkles pink, and my feet, they stunk like hell, as did other parts as well. And without that vital pilot light, well, there was not a chance it would ignite. My arse, it froze for 3 more nights after my boiler died. It was Baltic. I cried when my boiler had died. It was colder in my bungalow than it was outside. I was scared about the leaking carbon monoxide, so I opened all my windows up wide. And only then did the gas man arrive. The boiler man came on New Year's Day, and he took that sodding thing away, and I was left with my head in my hands. I went down to the plumbing store, and underneath my breath I swore, and the man said this one, it cost $4,000. And in my head my wallet screamed, I'd lost my shit, or so it seemed. But not a word was spoken, 'cause the old one still was broken. Since Christmas Day I'd watched the clock and had to boil a kettle to wash. But finally I got that Worcester Bosch after my old boiler died, and I were chuffing livid. I cried when my boiler had died. It was colder in my bungalow than it was outside, and I should call a priest to have that thing exorcised, but holy water was not supplied. Yes, holy water was not supplied, and I had been shivering. I know why my wretched boiler had died, unlike my new one, which can do one, 'cause the new one's not shit. It was efficient like Germans who leave towels by poolsides, but mine was British and was badly designed. Oh, yay! The gas man cometh.
Well,
Don McLean song. It was written by the Bar Steward sons of Val Coonican from Barnsley, to be fair, who write lots of songs. They
I
write
think
lots of
Gaffer's lost his title there. I mean, that must have had more verses than Gaffer's longest song. And that's not a challenge, Gaffer. That's not a challenge.
Oh, yes.
6 verses.
That's a stroke of luck.
Yeah.
Got a long one coming up new.
A long one.
All right, for those who are unaware, next week we have a guest, and Mr. Terry is coming up from Essex via Cardiff, and will be with us in the flesh next Friday, so we can see him, we can smell him, we can hear him.
I've heard two rumours. One that he's 6'7", and the other one he was 3'9". Which
Yes.
is true, Terry?
It's somewhere in between.
See, Brian and Sue tonight are, as they are in real life, almost the same height.
Yes.
Whereas
this is
normally we're used to Sue being very small compared with Brian.
He couldn't find a bigger chair in
No,
this
I know, that's
place
what
they're
it was.
staying in. Yeah.
I see John shrunk Leslie again. She's just tucked behind his left shoulder there. She's there she is. And is Arlene there as well?
Oh, no.
Have you shrunk Arlene as well?
Come on, Bet, talk to us.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Did you like the derogatory remark about Aberdeen in the winter in that last song?
I heard.
Or is it true?
It's very true.
Right, Terry, what have you got for us tonight? You're practicing for next week, eh?
Well, no, I wasn't going to do this one next week. I wasn't going to do this one tonight, actually, but I heard David's version of Sad-Eyed Lady, and it put me in mind of this one, which was really written about 1966, written about the year 1966 when I first went to London, and that's when Blonde on Blonde came out. So in this one, there's all kinds of references that will be picked up from that fantastic album that came out then. It's a nostalgic song. Long ago and far away, waving banners in our marching days, Montgomery and Vietnam, civil rights down in Birmingham. Tell the truth, I just walked in line, a just cause, it just wasn't mine. And I didn't know what else to do, 'cause you were marching to a different tune. But where are you now, sweet Marie? Where are you now, babe? Where are you now, my love? Where are you now, sweet Marie? And some nights we set the needle down, we watch the record spinning round and round, and absolutely sweet Marie always thought you might wait for me, lying there in the midnight hour with cigarettes and a dying fire, with your eyes like smoke and your prayers that rhyme. You were once a true friend of mine. But where are you now, sweet Marie? Where are you now, babe? Where are you now, my love? Where are you now, sweet Marie? You said to be above the law, you must be honest or you must be poor. You said that I was insincere, no beliefs, just a thin veneer. But I waited for you when you hated me, and though I know we both disagreed, I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't hear. I was insecure, not insincere. But where are you now, sweet Marie? Where are you now, babe? Where are you now, my love? long ago and far away, when revolution was all the rage. Change the world and fight the fight, take up arms and do what's right. But sometimes it's just the way it goes, and sooner or later we were bound to know. I couldn't stay, couldn't pledge my time. You went your way and I went mine. But where are you now, sweet Marie? Where are you now, babe? Where are you now, my love? Where are you now, sweet Marie? Where are you now, babe? Where are you now, my love? Where are you now, sweet Marie? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now?
Wow.
Wow. Oh, absolutely wow.
Magical. You got to do that one next week.
I was just about to say the same,
We're all
Alan.
saying that as well, yeah. You've got to do that.
Please.
There you go.
Please.
Put it this way, Terry. Put it this way, Terry. It's a bloody long walk from Will to Tarpley if you don't do that next week.
And will you bring your little box that's got that little bit of rubato in it? We like a bit of rubato.
Yes.
I spotted a bit of morendo and then poco a poco pumasu as well going on there. Lovely.
That's the first time anyone's ever noticed that before.
Pulling it about.
Did you put those Dylan words together? I reckon there's about 10 songs there, I think.
Yes. Well, I know that album, David. I know that album so well. It's
Yeah.
Yes, I do as well.
I keep waiting to get a little note from Jeff Rosen, Bob Dylan's manager, to say, I'm expecting a load of royalties for you pinching all this stuff. But
Well, there was artistry in that playing and singing there. Lovely.
Absolutely. I'm excited for next Friday now.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We're moist with anticipation.
We are
Terry.
moist with anticipation.
Looking forward to seeing you all.
There's a thought for you to carry through the week.
Another thing, Terry, we've got.
Yes, sir.
There's a skip out here. I'm having some building work done at the back. So, are you coming in your car, or will you be in your burger van? Because it might be a bit tight if you're in your burger van.
Fair enough. We'll manage some. I've got a tent. We'll be fine.
Right, where are we now? Oh, we're down at Gwyneth.
Dan Saff.
Right. This is a song called The Garden Gate. The day was gone, the moon shone bright, the village clock struck 8. Young Mary hastened with delight unto the garden gate. But what was there to make her sad? The gate was there, but not the lad. Which made poor Mary say and sigh, was ever poor girl so used as I? She waited there, dear, she waited there, the village clock struck 9, which made poor Mary to sigh and to swear, you shan't be mine. You promised to meet me here at 8. You have deceived me and made me wait. But I'll let all such sweethearts see, they never shall make a fool of me. She traced the garden here and there, the village clock struck 10, when William caught her in his arms, oh, ne'er to part again. For he had been for the ring that day, which took him from home such a long, long way. Then how could Mary prove to banish the lad she dearly did love? Up with the morning sun they rose, to church they went away, and all the village joyful were upon their wedding day. Now in a cot by a riverside, William and Mary both reside. And she blesses the night that she did wait for absent swain at the garden gate. Thank you.
Lovely, brilliant.
We swing from contemporary to traditional and back again. It's all folk music, as they say.
Sorry, I just missed the ending of that. I was ordering my beer.
Oh!
From
Hey, you
the
can't
wait-
order
waitress.
your beer when you've got 2 women in the house,
Oh!
John.
The waitress has gone for it.
Dangerous, John, dangerous.
Yeah,
She's
definitely.
out the door now. I'm not going to say what I want. Right, Gaffer.
Yes.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, how's retirement suiting you?
Jolly well. Jolly well.
How's retirement suiting June? Is she chucked you out of the house yet?
Oh, she must be loving it. It's and I believe I've heard on the grapevine that some of my patients are still alive. It's always nice to know they can manage without me, just in case they call me back. Right.
Yeah.
I was very rude, I think, the time before last I was with you all. I was very rude to Mr. Putin, and so I decided not to be rude to him this week, and just to be cognizant of the fact, and maybe remind him, if he's got as many people listening to me as he probably does, that there seems to be an uncommonly high attrition rate amongst generals, Russian generals in the Ukraine, and this has been attributed to a combination of United States intelligence and Russian unintelligence. And so I did have an ambition when I was younger to be a general, because in those days generals were put in safe places when everyone else was put in dangerous places. So I'll sing the song about that ambition, and hopefully it'll help Uncle Rast up there in the Kremlin to recruit a few more, because he seems to be running out. I always wanted to be a general, a God alone knows whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war. In this chateau I am quartered, miles and miles behind the lines, but here in France you can't trust the water, and so I'm forced to put up with wine. I always wanted to be a general, God alone knows whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war. Now being a general can get quite lonely, not like the trenches with all your pals. But the war minister has told me that dying generals destroy morale. Always wanted to be a general, and God alone knows whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war. If you're a general, you get good pensions, or so the man up in Whitehall said, but he somehow forgot to mention that you can't spend it if you're dead. I always wanted to be a general, God alone knows whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war. I only joined up because I was partial to fancy hats and golden braid. If it got muddy, I'd be court-martialed if I should wear it all on parade. I always wanted to be a general, God alone knows whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war. Now being a general, it is important, and I'm important, I do declare, because it's your job to follow orders, because it's my job to tell you where. I always wanted to be a general, but God alone knows whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war. With the exception of the odd mistress, I'm stuck back here, all on me Todd. You all play football every Christmas, while your poor general is playing God. I always wanted to be a general, God alone knows whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war. Now I am stuck here up in this garret. I'm racked with worry, beset with doubt, hoping that they send up some claret before the burgundy runs out. I always wanted to be a general, and God alone knows whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war. Now when this bloody war is all over, and when the day dawns that we're demobbed, I shall be looking for a knighthood, and you'll be looking for a job. I always wanted to be a general, God almighty, whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war. And when you're lying on some French hillside, 'neath marble crosses in endless lines, folk will be crying beside your graveside while they'll be pissing over mine. I always wanted to be a general, God alone knows whatever for. No sooner had they made me a general than they began this confounded war.
Yay!
I telegraphed, right?
Fantastic, Gaff.
Good one, Gaffer.
Well, if I were in a war, I'd want Gaffer on my side, I think.
Me too, not an enemy. Not an
Definitely.
enemy. No.
Definitely.
Oh, no. That lot would have no chance against me, I'm sure.
Right, a nice short little song there from Gaffer. Ian.
Right, thanks very much. Cheers. Okay, this is going back to 1964. It's a song by Matt Monro and it's called Walk Away. Walk away and go before you throw your life away. A life that I would share for just a day. We should have met some years ago. For your sake I say, walk away, just go. Walk away and live a life that's full with no regret. Don't look back at me, just try to forget. Why build a dream that cannot come true? So be strong, reach the sky now. Walk away, walk on. If I hear your voice, I'd beg you to stay. So don't say a word, just run away. Goodbye, my love, my tears will fall now that you're gone. Don't look back at me, just try to go on. I'm sad that I, after searching so long, should love you, but told you, walk away, walk on. If I hear your voice, I'll beg you to stay. So don't say a word, just run away. Goodbye, my love, my tears will fall now that you're gone. Don't look back at me, just try to go on. I'm sad that I, after searching so long, should have loved you, but told you, walk away, walk on. Walk away, walk on. Walk on. Thank you.
There's a telegraph. Lovely. I think there was a pigeon.
That song won the Eurovision Song Contest for Germany, didn't it?
It did, yes. Varum Varum was the original title. Yes,
Yes.
why, yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Mm.
Exactly, Song Contest, right?
I was close. I was very close to getting these out and that. Put them away. Stay there.
You put them away, young man.
I have. I put my maracas, keep them in the bag. That's it.
Right, thank you, Ian. And we got Storm. What's happened to your flat cap, Storm?
Oh, hey.
It suited you.
There he
Oh,
is.
that's better, yeah.
He looks like a ferret breeder, doesn't he?
Ah. So, here we go. Catch the fire of my eyes and send it spinning rainbow-like around the room, as if such were the world, and you could send rainbows to Ireland and Soweto, to Iran and Afghanistan, to Nicaragua and Washington, D.C., to Portland, Oregon, and Ukraine. Rainbows whose pots are filled with missing people alive and doing well. Rainbows to say no more floods from constant tears. Catch the fire of my eyes and send it spinning rainbow-like around the room, as if such were the world, and you could send rainbows to the most secretive of prisons, as if such could lighten even the darkest of hearts. When I open the paper and check out the news on TV, it's pictures of buildings exploding is all that I see. But there in the midst of the horror, the blood and the bone, are the Davids against the Goliath defending their homes. I am Ukrainian now. I will stand and I will not bow, half world away, but somehow I'm Ukrainian now. I'm the Muscovite protesting out in the street. I'm the rabbi learning to pray with my feet. I am the soldier who used to dance in the ballet. I am the father sending his family away. I am Ukrainian now. I will stand and I will not bow. Half world away, but somehow I'm Ukrainian now. A world that once was so big now feels so small. An attack on the freedom of one is aimed at us all. Sometimes the picture before you is just too hard to see. But I can't look away like the coward I used to be. While others are mounting resistance and risking it all, how can we stand by impassive when we hear their call? We are Ukrainian now. We will stand and we will not bow. Half world away, but somehow we are all Ukrainian now. We are all Ukrainian now. We will stand and we will not bow. Half world away, but somehow we are all Ukrainian now. That's by John McCutcheon and Tom Paxton. I'm going to put the link to the YouTube in the chat.
Yep.
And they are hoping that it gets spread as far as possible. So they will definitely inspire.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you, Storm. And what time have we got? Oh, 9:45 now. Well, great. Come on, get a grip, Alan. We're short on time. Come on.
Hurry up, Reece Jones.
Get round again. Where's Dave? Has Dave Heights gone?
But what? This is a fairly short song.
He left about 5 minutes ago.
Is he
John.
taxiing again or what?
Dave H. Oh, he got fed up. Yeah. I don't know who it was that sent him home. Whether it was the standard or the lack of it. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, this song was written in 1728, so it's probably just before 5:30. Yeah. 1728. So it's probably one of the oldest songs being sung tonight. Although Gwyneth's is probably older. It was written by a bloke, a newcomer to this country called George Frederick Handel, and he wrote it for an opera. What he wrote called Ptolomeo, or Ptolemy, if you like.
Was he one of the folk handles?
He could have been. He could have.
You beat me to that, John. Yes.
George Frederick. He had several names other than that, but those are the only ones I know, and that's good enough for any quiz I've ever been in.
Did you know, Alan, that he also formed a group with Hinge and Brackett called the Doors?
Oh, very quickly, Terry.
Oh.
Anyway, right. Well, I can't remember the song. Right, I'm not doing that one. Anyway,
Ptolemy, where is fancy bread?
It's a song from the opera Ptolomeo, 1728, and in 1928, 200 years after it was written, a bloke called Arthur Somervell, it says here, put some English words to it. So it was written by a German and Italian to start with, and then it got some English words, and I've buggered about with it a little bit, which is the folk process, of course. And so it's not just Ewan MacColl that gets the treatment, so Handel gets it as well. It's got two titles. It's commonly known as Did You Not Hear My Lady? And the other title, David will tell you the other title, I'm sure it's called Silent Worship. I think it's unrequited love, but it's not quite unrequited love because he hasn't plighted his troth. He's a bit frightened of this lady, so who knows, if he asked her...
Swine!
Yeah.
What they called it then, was it?
Your time's up.
Yeah. And if he asked her, she might. Anyway, here's the song.
Look, before you start, Alan, Alexa, turn the lights off.
I'm unplugging her. I'm unplugging her. Why? Which lights? John's lights? No, my light. Right, here we go. Anyway, we'll be here all night. Here we go. Did you not hear my lady go down the garden singing? Blackbird and thrush went silent to hear the alleys ringing. Oh, saw you not, my lady, out in the garden there, shaming the rose and lily, for she is twice as fair. Though I am nothing to her, and though she must rarely look at me, I know I could never woo her, but I love her till I die. Surely you heard my lady go down the garden singing, silencing all the songbirds and setting the alleys ringing. But surely you see my lady out in the garden there, rivaling the glittering sunshine with a glory of golden hair. Though I am nothing to her, and though she must rarely look at me, I know I could never woo her, but I love her till I die. Surely you heard my lady go down the garden singing, silencing all the songbirds and setting the alleys ringing. But surely you see my lady down in the garden there, rivaling the glittering sunshine with a glory of golden hair.
Brilliant, Al.
Beautiful, Al.
Lovely.
Right.
Something different, you know. Andy could write a folk song.
Lovely, lovely.
Oh, wow.
But you sing Andal quite well, mate.
Andal. Yeah.
Andal. You sang Andal quite well.
If I remember correctly, that was the first track on the second album, was it? The Difficult second album by Andal.
Andal.
Right, well, that's getting us to halfway. So we'll go round again with the addition of Gloria. But Dave Heitch still isn't back, is he? He's obviously had enough.
Was that Glory of Golden Hair? Because she was in the last song. In the back end of the last song, to be fair.
Oh, we've got Michael joined us. I did spot you, Michael,
Oh,
at
yes,
the end last week, but I didn't have time to chat to you. You did sneak in.
Oh.
And I'm going to have to say good night to everybody. Thank you
Good
so
night,
much.
Storm.
Nice, Storm. Thanks for coming along.
Blessed be, my friend. Take care.
Yes,
Nostar Storm.
Nostar, ta-da.
yes.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
As well, yes. See you soon. Cheers. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, so with the demise of Storm, I think we can go to one per person, not one per Muppet box. So one per person or per part of per person. Right, well...
Good
Leslie's
night.
back.
Thank you for a great night. See you next time.
Oh, cheers, Pete.
I'm getting voices in my head. Right. Leslie's just been up with Arlene up to Aberdeen for the week. Left me on my own. And so when I was on my own, I realised that if I'd never got married, I would never have known how many faults I had. So anyway, this is a song from Les's neck of the woods, from Huntly Toon, which was about, 20 miles northwest of Aberdeen?
Aye.
Is it the one with the bogey in it, John?
Yes, there is a Bell's Bonny Bogey. Yeah, one of them. There is some sexual content, so if you are easily offended, please turn away now. Whitsunday in Huntly Town, 'tis there I did agree with Bogey O'Kearney for 12 months for a fee, to drive his 2 best horses, to cart and harrow and plough, and do anything about farm work ever I knew how. Now Bogey he had a daughter, her name was Isabel. She was the lily of the valley hand, the primrose of the dell. When we went out walking, she chose me for her guide down by the burn of O'Kearney to watch the small fish glide. And when 6 months had passed and gone, lassie's lost her bloom, the red fell frae her rosy cheeks, and the tears come tumbling down. And when 9 months had passed and gone, she brought forth to me a son, and I was quickly sent for to see what could be done. I offered for to marry her, but Annette wouldn't He says he know a match my bonny Belle, but she's no match for ye. So he sent me packing down the road, Winnie penny ho my fee. So all your lads Huntly side, a long farewell to thee. Now she's married to a tinker chap, or comes frae Huntly town, pots and pans and paraffin lamps, he scours the country round. And maybe he's got a better match, a bogey canna tell, but I was first to win the heart of bogey's bonny Belle.
Lovely, John.
A very nice finish too.
I like that one, John.
Fine. Great song, that.
I can't hit everything I do, surely.
No, no.
For you, it's...
We try.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice, John.
All can be nice.
What are you sucking up to me for? What do you want?
Because usually you're full of curmudgeon.
Oh.
You know, well, bollocks. Yes, that's a nice song. Thank you. I'm going to shut up now.
Right, Gloria.
My turn. Are you saying?
I didn't say get going.
I think it is Gloria. Yes.
Right, okay.
They're just struck dumb by your
Well,
presence.
it's all, if you look at the line of the boxes, it's bleeding obvious.
yeah. It's John's charisma getting in the way.
Yes,
Mr.
it is,
Warburton's charisma. Oh, no, it's Mr. Shepherd's charisma. That's what it is.
Right, okay then. Hallan Trow, a traditional song that's usually sang on 8th of May at a procession around Helston. So I'll have a go at that. Hallan Tow, jolly rumble o, for we are up as soon as any day o, and for to fetch the summer home, the summer and the Mayo, the summer is a come o, and the winter is a gone o. Robin Hood and Little John, they both are gone to Faroe, and we go to the greenwood to see what they do there, oh, and for to chase the buck and doe. Hallan Tow, jolly rumble, oh, and for it's up as soon as any day, oh, and for to catch the summer home, the summer and the Mayo, and the winter is a gone, oh. Where are all those Spaniards? They make us so great a boast, oh, for they shall eat the grey goose feather, and they will eat the roast, oh, in every land, oh, the land that e'er we go. Hallan Tow, jolly rumble, oh, for we are up as soon as any day, oh, and for to fetch the summer home, the summer and the Mayo. The summer is a come-o, and the winter is a gone-o. As for that brave knight, St. George he was a knight-o. Of all the knights in Christendom, King Georgie is a right-o. In every land-o, the land that e'er we go. Hallan Tow, jolly rumble, oh, for we are up as soon as any day, oh, and for to fetch the summer home, the summer and the Mayo. The summer is a come-o, and the winter is a gone-o, and the winter is a gone-o. Thank you.
Matey.
I couldn't help thinking of the advice my ex-father-in-law, bless his cotton socks, he's gone now. My ex-father-in-law gave me. He said, if ever you go to Spain, just speak English and just put O on the end of everything. Double O, Ego, and Chippo. You say.
Funny how songs remind you of different things, isn't it?
Winter is a gono. Oh, she's gono. No, she just switched the video off-o.
That's Kernowick. Hallan Tow.
Kernowick, is it? Oh.
Oh, it is that. Yeah.
Cernyweg yn Gymraeg. Cernyweg. Who's next, John? It's Mike.
Are you ready, Mike? You'll get started.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Mike. Then you shut these buggers up. Come on.
Got this nonsense up, eh?
Yeah.
This song's called "Courting is a Pleasure." It was. It's off Penguin Eggs by Nick Jones. Courting is a pleasure between my love and I. Down in yon green valley, I will see her by and by. Down in yon green valley, she is my heart's delight. Oh, Molly, lovely Molly, I will stay till broad daylight. Going to church on Sunday, My true love, she passed me by. I could see her mind was changing by the roving of her eye. I could see her mind was altered to a man of high degree. Oh, Molly, lovely Molly, your looks have wounded me. Then up stepped new love Willie with a bottle in his hand, saying, drink this lovely Molly, for our love will never stand. Saying, drink this lovely Molly until the flask flows free. 10 guineas I would wager that married we ne'er shall be. Never marry a fair young maid with a dark and a roving eye. Just kiss her and embrace her, never tell her the reason why. Just kiss her and embrace her until her heart does yield. The faint-hearted soldier will never gain the field. Farewell, Ballymoney, likewise your sweet Banshore. Farewell, the McCuskey Braes, for I'll never see you more. America lies far away, a land I must go see. May all bad luck attend the one who parted my love and me. America lies far away, a land I must go see. May all bad luck attend the one who parted my love and me.
Brilliant, Mike.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely.
Go on, how many Durnos did you have in your team?
I had quite a few there. I put my hand on my desk and Mike's voice vibrates through the woodwork of this desk and it's amazing.
You're kidding.
No,
You're kidding.
I'm not. It's I can feel your voice through my desk. It's fantastic.
It's only in Capel that could happen, Mike.
It's
No,
only
it's
if you
not.
buy that shite from IKEA.
This is solid oak, mate.
It's not a billy. You're not sitting under a billy. Oh no, that's a bookcase, isn't it? A billy.
Mike's voice is perfection, mate.
Yeah, lovely.
Absolutely.
Lovely. We owe an apology to Gloria. I noticed she's on an iPhone, so Gloria wouldn't see all the Muppet boxes to know who was on after whom. So apologies, Gloria.
Never mind, I'll let you off.
Do I look bothered?
Is this the face of a man who gives a monkeys?
Not at all.
No, it launched 2 ships.
Well, which 2 were those, David, please?
Oh, well, Nina Pinta, but not Santa Maria, I suppose.
The Mary Rose. And that Russian destroyer. Right, John.
Okay. I sang a miserable song at the live event last week, so here's another one. as I onward go through the ancient forest. Birds are in the trees, wood smoke on the breeze. Night is drawing near, and the light is fading. Will I find my way back to you? It's been 7 years since I held you near me, tricked to go and fight across the sea. How I hate that man, that recruiting sergeant. Hope I never see his like again. I hear the cannons roar, the screams of the dying, the ringing of the swords and the crack of guns. The smell of blood and powder in the air around me. Got to find my way back to you. I walk out from the trees into the village clearing. There's no one around to see me home. Our cottage, it stands there, light streaming from the window. Walk into the room and I see you there. A young child lies asleep. She must be our Mary, grown into a girl since I've been away. My arms reach out to you, but you do not see me. What is going wrong? I don't understand. Then it all comes back, the bullet piercing through me, my life's blood running out on the ground. My soul has made it back to the one who loves me, but my body's lying cold in a foreign field. Years later, his wife reminisces about that same night and what her daughter said she saw. And she says, little Mary said to me, he's coming home today. Seldom mentioned him before, now he's coming home today. I could hardly hide my tears, for she was too young to know. She'd been gone for 7 long years, and she'd not seen her grow. The army took my love away all that time ago. I could not tell my child my fears and how I missed him so. Tucked her into bed that night and I kissed her sweet young brow. She looked at me and smiled and said, my Daddy's come here now. I could not breathe, I could not turn, but thought I heard my name. Felt her presence close by me, but all looked the same. Mary fell asleep that night, her young face wreathed in smiles, whilst I in my lonely bed lay awake and cried. An old maid now I still remain, since he went off to war. Then my child, she dreamed of him, walking through the door. And she swears that on that night he stroked her hair and he held me tight. Faded in the candle's light.
Lovely job.
Thank you.
Crikey.
I think you should write a different ending to that sometime, John, where he actually comes home.
No, he's got to die, otherwise it's too happy. Oh, hello, children. No, he's dead. I used to, it ended after the first stanza, if you like, where he comes home and he looks at the cottage light and all that sort of thing. And I used to finish it with,
You take the high road.
you take the high road and I'll take... I'll be in Scotland before you, but me and my true love will never meet again. But then a friend of mine said, you want to write the other half where about the wife and the child, so I did that as well. So that's how it ended. I do apologise, I'm going to shut up now.
No, it's very interesting, very interesting, John.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, riveting.
See how
John.
these things happen. Yeah, riveting. You should be riveted. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Pop
I'm waiting.
riveted. Yeah.
I'm going to move now, so my wife can do her thing.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well, your wife.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Rhys Jones.
We love Carol.
Tonight,
What do you got?
I'm on local beer from about 2 miles down the road.
Cheshire Cat.
Yes, that's
Oh,
a good
Cheshire
one.
Cat. Oh,
That'll
that's
make
a
you
good one,
that'll make your money disappear, John. I'm on this Aldi special.
Oh,
£1
get out.
and 9p a bottle. It's brilliant.
Hey, they've got a recall on Aldi's, not Aldi's, but Lidl's beer. Do not drink this. So,
Oh,
I don't
dear.
know which one it is, but don't.
Is it the one you're trying to buy all of them, Mo?
Oh, dear.
I'm on.
Nice one, David. I get that. It's brilliant. I think you're
I'm
right.
on Animal Malbec at the minute.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Home Bargains do a very nice Malbec from Argentina. Tesoro. I think it's called Tesoro.
Shut up, Alan.
Lovely.
I can recommend this one, which Alan Manouche gave me for my birthday.
Yechida.
Yechida.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut up before my wife kills
Yeah, keep talking, John. That's fine. We want to see you beaten up.
This one's called Clouds. If you look at the clouds as the wind causes them to change, you may see a rhinoceros or even an octopus. It really is quite strange. A pyramid is reforming right before my eyes. To see it now resembles an Easy Rider motorbike, well, that really is a surprise. A cat is racing out across the blue. Now, who'd have thought of that? Oh, no, wait a minute. Now it looks more like a hat. There's usually one with a hole in it, and one that could be the shape of a house. There's nearly always a heart-shaped one, and one that's definitely a mouse.
So, if you've got some time to spare and clouds that you can see, one day you too may see a jester or an elephant or a great big pot of tea. Thank you.
I'm very disturbed by that dragon that appears to be vomiting milk.
It's actually, you can't see the effect on the camera. If you look at its wings, they go black, red, and when they're red, this cloud turns red. But it's not showing up at all on the camera, which is a shame.
Has the dragon's battery gone flat?
No. No. No, when the wings go red, the cloud brightens red.
And then
It's run out of puff.
We'll take it with us next Tuesday, so anybody who's there next Tuesday will see it as it should be.
John, it's time you did Puff the Magic Dragon, John.
I shall do that very shortly. I guarantee you that, Alan.
It's great. Yeah, well, that was lovely. My wife Wendy likes spotting shapes in the clouds and will point them out to me, and I sometimes can't see them, which makes her intensely annoyed. This is being recorded.
She spends her life being intensely annoyed.
Yeah,
at
just
you,
just
Alan.
another thing that makes her intensely annoyed. But she went to join a group called cloudspotters.com.
Oh.
And they wanted like 40 quid a year to be in their club to share photos of clouds or something. I thought, bugger that, we'll just talk about it. So
Exactly.
it's plenty of Sky for everybody. You don't have to pay for it, do you?
No, you'll have to
Of
see
course,
how
I
many
do
people
have
live
my
there.
Dragon's Breath T-shirt on tonight.
Oh, put that body away, John. We don't want to see that. Put it
I'm
away.
going to shut up now before I get into
Wendy.
trouble.
Oh, yeah, Wendy's with us. There she
Bring
is.
some sanity
Save
to
us
the
from
fight,
this,
will
yeah.
you?
All right. I was born in the path of the winter wind, raised when the mountains are old. The springtime waters came dancing down. I remember the tales they told, but the whistling ways of my younger days too quickly have faded on by, and all of the memories linger on like the light in a fading sky. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. Rolling old river, and changing old river. Let's you and me, river, run down to the sea. I've been to the cities and back again. I've been moved by some things that I've learned. Met a lot of good people and called them friends. Felt the change when the seasons turn. I've heard all the songs that the children sing, listened to love's melody, and felt my own music within me rise like the wind in the autumn trees. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me your song, ever moving and winding and free. Rolling old river, you changing old river. Let's you and me, river, run down to the sea. Someday when the flowers are blooming still, someday when the grass is still green, my rolling waters will round the bend, flow into the open sea. So here's to the rainbow that's followed me here, here's to the friends that I know, and here's to the song that's within me now. I'll sing it wherever I go. River, take me along in your sunshine, sing me your song ever moving and winding and free and rolling old river, and changing old river, let's you and me river run down to the sea.
Bill Stain for some help from O'Carolyn.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Grand. What a smashing sound.
Wasn't lovely.
And in an easy key, in the key of C major too. Smashing.
There you go.
Really? There you go.
Right, thank you very much for that, Wendy. Alan, what's happened to that thing that you bought, that Suzuki or...
It's down here, it'll come out occasionally.
Oh, I remember that Suzuki. You haven't played it for a while.
Suzuki Omnicord, and it's down here. It's biding its time.
Yeah.
It sounds very Russian to me. Omnicord.
No, it's called a Q chord. Actually, it's the modern version. But it pretends to be an auto harp but when you hear the real thing, you realise
it's not quite the same.
Not quite the same. No.
It's like those fantasy pipes that Alan Manouche has and doesn't bring them out.
Hang on, I've played them a few times.
And Gaffer's got a clarinet like that, haven't you, Gaff?
In fact, I would have played them on Tuesday had Mr. Whatname not gone early. Neil Mackay was going to duet with me, but he decided to go early because he's.
Oh, I'll kick him next time I see him.
So he's been practicing the tunes, and I've been playing them, and he didn't do it.
Oh, terrible.
Right, well,
I don't like playing one here because it's not the same.
Give us a song, Alan.
I'm going to sing Golden Jewel, one of mine, but because I've got a bit of a throat, I'm dropping it 3 places on the capo because I don't know if I can get the high notes. Anyway, it's a song I wrote for my wife when she was alive. Her smiling face is always there in moments of joy we can share. But even when she's tired and down, you would never see her frown. My gold-haired jewel, my gold-haired dream. No lovelier lady could ever be seen like my gold-haired dream. When I am angry, tired or low, I could turn to her and she'd know. She'd know how to calm me and make me feel fine. I'm so lucky that Jewel is mine. My gold-haired jewel, my gold-haired dream. No lovelier lady could ever be seen like my gold-haired dream. Her smiling face is always there in moments of joy we can share. But even when she's tired and down, you will never see her frown. My gold-haired jewel, my gold-haired dream. No lovelier lady could ever be seen like my gold-haired dream. My gold-haired jewel, my gold-haired dream. No lovelier lady could ever be seen like my gold-haired dream.
Love that, Alan. Love
Oh.
it.
That was lovely, Alan.
Oh, Alan.
It's different. It's different when you change when you put the cap on it. Because my voice is a bit thick tonight. I just experimenting really.
It was fine, mate.
It was lovely, Alan.
Absolutely.
Oh,
great.
God, yes.
Now, you see, if you're like me and you have such a tiny little range, you can't do that. A man's got to know his own limitations.
You put yourself down too much, John. You've got a
He
good
does,
range.
yeah.
Right, John John.
Right, this one is about switchboards and telephones. And please join in the chorus. I've just had a row with a telephone girl, my brain's in a whirl. I asked her for Ipswich, but she lost her head, and somehow she switched me on Northwich instead. She got so mixed up with the switches, it's true that I got annoyed and I cried, tell me do. Chorus. Which switch is the switch, Miss, for Ipswich? It's the Ipswich switch which I require. Which switch is this switch to Ipswich? You switched my switch on the wrong wire. You switched me on Northwich, not Ipswich, and now to prevent further hitch, will you tell me which switch is Northwich and which switch is Ipswich, so I'll know which switch is which? I begged the young lady, please put me through. I cried, switch me do on Ipswich 22. I waited an hour, then the sweet little thing came back from her lunch and exclaimed, did you ring? And then when I fancied at last I was through, she said, have you finished? I said, what the who? Which switch is the switch, Miss, for Ipswich? It's the Ipswich switch which I require. Which switch is this switch to Ipswich? You switched my switch on the wrong wire. You switched me on Northwich, not Ipswich. And now, to prevent further hitch, will you tell me which switch is Northwich and which switch is Ipswich, so I know which switch is which? I got through at last and thought all was well. Rang up my hotel, but more trouble fell. I asked, can you book me a room there for two? A voice said, we can, sir, but this is the zoo. I said a prayer and I fainted away, and when I came round I was trying to say, last chorus, which switch is the switch, miss, for Ipswich? It's the Ipswich which I require. Which switch is this switch to Ipswich? You switched my switch on the wrong wire. You switched me on Northwich, not Ipswich. And now, to prevent further hitch, will you tell me which switch is Northwich and which switch is Ipswich, so I know which is which?
Brilliant, John.
I don't know how we can do that, but
Nor do I, actually. I couldn't do it.
My mind is boggling as we speak.
I first heard that done by a girl called Moira Hanvey, who was a member of a group called the Electropathic Battery Band.
Oh. Right. I see.
So yeah, some people will remember her.
But John, what did you have for your tea today? That's the important thing. Can you remember that?
He's still eating it.
He is still eating it, yeah, he is. Well done, that man. That's put me in my place. Yeah.
Right, we're down to Norfolk.
Oh, up there again. Oh, down there.
Yeah.
Or
I see
across
Susan
there.
was at the busy at the sink.
Across
Across.
from here, yeah. Across.
Yeah, east, due east.
Right, this is Nora Jones used to sing it. It was written by a guitarist, Kevin Bright. It's Humble Me. Went out on a limb, gone too far, broke down at the side of the road. Stranded on the outskirts, the sun's creeping up. Baby's in the backseat, still fast asleep, dreaming of better days. I don't wanna call you, but you're all I got to turn to. So what do you say? It's all gone away. Baby, I didn't mean to hurt you. True spoken whispers tear us apart. No matter how hard we resist them, it never rains when you want it to. You humble me, Lord. Humble me, Lord. I'm on my knees, empty. You humble me, Lord. Humble me, Lord. So please, please, please forgive me. Baby Teresa, she's got your eyes, I see you all the time. When she asks about her daddy, I never know what to say. Heard you kick the bottle, help build a church, carry an honest wage. Is it true you have someone keeping you company? So what do you say? It's all gone away. Baby, I didn't mean to hurt you. True spoken whispers tear us apart. No matter how hard we resist them, it never rains when you want it to. You humble me, Lord. Humble me, Lord. I'm on my knees, empty. You humble me, Lord. Humble me, Lord. So please, please, please forgive me. You humble me.
Oh. Fabulous, you two.
Wow. Yes.
Cracker. Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've not heard you do that one before. Beautiful.
Susan's not chancing it, John.
No, I don't think it's. It's bad
Fabulous.
enough the first
That's
time.
what happens. An overdose of Durnos, and that's what happens. You see. Oh, I hope he's not listening to
Where
this.
is
tomorrow.
Jeff tonight?
Don't know. Don't know. No message.
No idea.
Yeah, I assume he's got a bit of finger trouble again. Shame.
Or
really.
better offer. Maybe he's had a better offer, John.
Yeah.
Yes,
well.
indeed.
Right, you've unplugged your guitar, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, Susan's
Right.
not going to sing one, so we'll just do the one.
Thanks anyway, John.
Oh.
I just don't think-
You'll have to do that, Brian. Come on.
You'll just laugh at her. That's what you'll do.
Where's all?
No, we loved that little frog. It was
no.
lovely.
Yeah, we do.
You know this is no good. I'm not ready yet.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Sue, do another one.
Mine's
for
good.
us.
Who won?
Honestly.
Do one, Sue, come on.
Who won, Sue?
Oh, come on, Pet, do one for us.
Honestly, I can't.
Thank you anyway.
Oh, you better be better for next week.
Bless
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
This is true.
Next week we are spectators.
Yes.
Oh, you
No.
might.
Oh, no, you're
Sure
not.
you'll get
There'll be a
one.
turn involved.
We usually get sort of one. It depends how many people turn up, but we usually get one each in before turn comes on.
Terry's on. We might
Aye.
get double figures next week, John, mightn't we?
Why? I
You
don't
never know.
Word gets round. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm frightened.
When we're talking about turns, we have Ben Robertson next week at the
Ooh,
Dragon's
he's a good
Breath
lad. He's a good
on
lad.
Tuesday night.
His fingers are too long by half.
Yes, he's too
Yeah,
bloody
yeah.
clever.
Yeah.
I've known him since he was 14. He's too bloody clever, and he's
He
only
is.
22 now.
Good
Got
God.
frog
There we
biscuits
are.
again.
That's his new album.
That's the one. It's been in my car for the past 3 weeks
I've
now.
got a copy.
No,
It's
it's
a
not
good
there,
copy.
John, because I nicked it on Tuesday.
It's a
Alan,
good
make
list.
sure
that
we've
record,
got 2
Jason.
seats.
You've
on-
got
on
the empty
Friday.
packet then, John.
It's called Rosewood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To give him a plug. Ben Robertson,
Alan.
Rosewood.
Can you make sure we have 2 seats on Friday? Because we don't want to travel like 225 mile and find we can't get in.
Oh,
Oh, you take your chances. 225 miles. You take your chances. Of course we will.
I won't let you in.
You'll be coming with one of us. We thought we'll take 2 cars.
Oh yeah,
And,
we'll just
so
go.
you'll be getting there in good time.
There we are.
And
Chauffeur
it's not-
driven.
Oh, it's not but last week. Oh, Jesus. Bloody pensioners
Oh my goodness. Look what the cat's dragged in.
didn't realise that it was bank holiday last weekend.
It's
we got
Mr. Clark.
stuck in-
Yeah.
Stuck in traffic on the 55.
You were a bit stressed when you got there, weren't you, John?
Oh, it's Paul Clark.
Mrs. Clack's little lad.
Clark!
You've,
Hey,
been,
Mr.
you've
Clark.
been well and truly slagged off all night, Paul.
Yeah, we have.
You can listen to it tomorrow.
I've been reading from the Gospel according to St. Paul.
That might be a hologram of Paul. It might not be him at all.
No.
It's
How could
granddad.
we
It's
tell?
his granddad.
Somebody pinch him and see if he squeals. He's on mute. He's on. There we are.
Yeah.
What's
Someone's
happening,
eating
John?
all its cereal.
Well, we'll move him into the.
Just make you feel at home.
Good one.
Yeah,
Product placement. You've got it to the T, you two.
Slide him in for a song after Gaffer.
I will. There he is. Look at that. Just like that.
Lovely.
Oh,
that's right.
He'll have to gird his loins. David's all girded, look.
Yeah, come on, David, then.
Oh, good, yes. Well, okay. Well, this is not going to be a bundle of laughs yet again, I'm afraid. I was reminded of this poem in an article I read this morning in the paper, and it quoted the title of this poem, which was written 105 or so years ago by Wilfred Owen. It's called Dulce et Decorum Est, and it's from a quote by Horace, Dulce et decorum est pro patria mori. It means it is sweet and fitting to die for one's country. And this article thought that not only people who left here to fight for Ukraine, but also most Ukrainian people thought like this. And I also wonder whether the Russians think this at all. Probably not, those Russian soldiers forced to go there. Anyway, that's enough talk. It's just me tonight, by the way. B has now gone to bed. So this is Dulce et Decorum Est by Wilfred Owen. Bent double, like old beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and towards our distant rest began to trudge. Men marched asleep. Many had lost their boots, but limped on bloodshod. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of gas shells dropping softly behind. Gas! Gas! Quick, boys! An ecstasy of fumbling fitting the clumsy helmets just in time. But someone still was yelling out and stumbling and floundering like a man in fire or lime. Dim through the misty panes and thick green light, as under a green sea I saw him drowning. In all my dreams, before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. If in some smothering dreams you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in, and watch the white eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face like a devil's sick of sin. If you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling from the froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as the cud of vile, incurable sores on innocent tongues. My friend, you would not tell me with such high zest to children ardent for some desperate glory, the old lie, dulce et decorum est pro patria mori. Thank you.
Wow.
Crikey.
I think that was done as a response to a Jessie Pope poem.
You do? Ah.
Have a look at them, because it's one that seems to fit appropriately.
Oh. When was Jesse Pope around?
You're muted, John.
During the First World War.
Oh, right. Right, okay. So, same sort of time as Wilfred Owen then, yes?
Right, well, thank you, Dareth. And
Wow.
Maureen has
Dareth, thank you. Job.
the unenviable job of following that.
Well, you'll have to see on my choice how it ties in, perhaps. As I walked by the dockside one evening so fair, to view the still water and take the sea air, I heard an old fisherman singing a song. Oh, take me away, boys, me time is not long. Dress me up in me oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Now, Fiddler's Green is a place I've heard tell, where fishermen go if they don't go to hell, where the skies are all clear and the dolphins do play, and the cold coast of Greenland is far, far away. Dress me up in me oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Now the skies are all clear and there's never a gale, and the fish jump on board with a flip of their tails. Where you lie at your leisure, there's no work to do, and the skipper's below making tea for the crew. Dress me up in me oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. And when you're in dock and the long trip is through, there's pubs and there's clubs and there's shanties there too. Now the singing is merry and the beer is all free, and there's bottles of rum hanging off every tree. Dress me up in me oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Now I don't want a harp, not a halo, not me. Just give me a breeze and a good rolling sea. I'll play me old squeeze boxes, we sail along, with the wind in the rigging to sing me this song. Dress me up in me oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. John Connolly.
Hey, lovely one, Maureen.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What key was that in, Al?
It's a grand song.
What was the key?
Lovely.
G, lovely, easy key, lovely.
G. Yeah.
Maureen's a proper folker because she sang it in G naturally. That's
She
great.
always does sing at the right keys, doesn't she?
Oh, it's great. Do you think she's got a tuning fork or two there?
Yeah,
Over in
Harry,
that
actually got them built in her head, I think.
Maybe.
In her
secret
glasses, they
tuning
are.
fork.
In
Yeah.
her glasses, yeah.
Yep.
I've got a note on the cheat sheet saying start low, because you were talking about, we always say you've got to pull your underwear up really tight.
Yeah.
That's correct. That's the way it works. Yeah.
There are some that hurt the gentleman.
That's true. Yeah.
There's no weapon for me anymore.
Where's Dave Hatch when you want him?
Oh, exactly.
He's not wearing underpants, is he?
No.
Bill.
Oh, there he is.
Out of your superior knowledge.
Well, as John mentioned, it was the bank holiday last Monday. So, here's a bank holiday song. And I should point out, actually, it's got a number of local references here, which I hope you'll get won't cause any trouble. Bank holiday, in the merry month of May. Matty Groves went to the pub in a session for to play. He strapped his guitar upon his back, then through the door he went. He ordered a pint from the bar, then he went to the gents. And he came out, and he found himself a narrow seat next to a fiddler board. And then he spied a maiden fair with hair that shone like gold. She looked at him and then she said, "You're playing chord shapes of G, when surely this tune, when played right, is in the key of D." The fiddler spoke, "It's in A, you prat," and poked Matty with his bow. The girl picked up poor Matty's glass, and at the fiddler it did throw. The landlord who was standing by the scuffle, he then did halt. He chucked out Matty and the girl, even though it was not their fault. Come home with me, come home with me, come home with me straight away. I am a famous folk singer's wife, he's at a gig in Whitley Bay. Coast Road's closed at Silverlink, so he won't be home till morning. Let's make music in my bed, I've heard you're good at performing. A Bowen player who was standing by overheard the conversation and swore that he would put an end to secret assignation. His mobile phone went to his ear and the folkies phone did ring. Guitarist is in bed with your wife, having a good old fling. I can't come home, I won't come home, I'm in the middle of a gig. Beside the coast road's impassable, the council do up it dig. But in his hurry to finish the gig, he snapped his top B string. That very soon put him in the mood to finish his dear wife's fling. He left the gig and quickly ran out to his trusty Volvo. "Oh no," he cried, "the road is blocked, I'll have to go on the metro." Arriving at his own front door, he tiptoed up the stair. Straight to the bedroom he did go, and he confronted the guilty pair. "How do you like my IKEA bed? And how do you like my curtains? And how do you like my lady wife, with whom you seem to be firkling?" "Well, I like your IKEA bed, but of your curtains I'm not so sure. The same goes for your lady wife, I think she's a bit of a whore." Now you'd expect this tale to end with a duel fought hard and true, but Matty wasn't up for that, straight down the stairs he flew. Out in the street he hitched a lift, now he's not been seen for a while. There is a rumour he was last seen to be busking in Carlisle.
Oh, splendid!
What a song! Wow, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What you started, Gaffer? How many verses was that?
I don't know.
Not as many as the original Matty.
No, indeed.
This is true.
Indeed.
Very true, Gavin. And
Can I just make an observation? It's actually raining in Norfolk now. That's not part of the deal. It's not supposed to rain on our holidays.
It never rains in East Anglia.
Hard luck, matey.
All week apparently.
Yeah.
No.
Terrible week down there.
Who
Floods.
said that?
Oh no, I'm only joking.
East Coast
I'm only
is getting
joking,
it.
Pet, don't worry.
It's going to be lovely. It's going to be 20 degrees.
No, it's beautiful here, but it's on the East Coast. It's terrible.
Thank you, John.
I reckon Vancouver's the place to be.
Yeah.
We
That's
had
not
blue
East
skies
Coast.
every day at Wales and Cheshire. Gorgeous.
Where are
Sorry.
you, Brian? Are you in Ireland or somewhere?
I'm in the island of Tiree in the Scottish Highlands.
He gets about, doesn't he?
This is a song written by Angus MacPhail and Robert Robinson, who are band members of the Scottish Highland band Skippinish. And the song is obviously sung by Skippinish. And it's called Walking on the Waves. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. An island in the sunlight, and laughter in the rain, a whiskey in the darkness, and it all feels just the same. Watch the sunset over Hynish, and see the twilight merge to dawn. Hear the waves caress the shoreline, as the island carries on. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. There's two lovers on the Macon, and they walk down to the sand. Their silhouettes are on the water, as they paddle hand in hand. It's a game of sweet surrender when there's nothing left to say. And there are moments to remember once these days are long away. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. So you look out on the ocean and see the headlines and the strands, and you wonder what horizons will shape tomorrow's plans. And through the turning of the seasons and the cycle of the day, every drink's another reason to let tomorrow sail away. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. The surging of the ocean, the breakers on the shore, the echoes of our bodies, to lovers' dreams we soar. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking, walking these shores all my days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. I've been walking, walking these shores all my wet days, but with you by my side, I am walking on the waves. Walking on the waves. I find I can't do that, otherwise I sing. But never mind.
I walk on water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, John Shepherd, we know this.
Right, thanks, Brian. Terry.
Here we go.
Aye, lad.
Following, I seem to be following David tonight, rather. But this is a song about refugees, which seems kind of relevant in these days. Where go the boats that we might sail upon across the wide and weary sea? And if they ask us where it was that we came from, we'll look away and say you followed me. There goes a boat that we might steal aboard. And there goes a plane, all grace and speed. And here runs a road to take us anywhere but here. And when we get there, we'll just stay close to me. Bring us a sea with clear and quiet waters, a trailing wind to carry us across the sky. And if I told you my courage never faltered, sweet believer, I never meant to lie. Bring us a sea with clear and quiet waters, a trailing wind to carry us across the sky. And if I told you my courage never faltered, sweet believer, I never meant to lie. Here's to the nightingale that sang to us each day, and here's to the watchman's level eye across the sea, and here's to every one of those we lost along the way. And sweet believer, follow me.
Oh,
Wow.
Very.
Gorgeous,
Very good. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget some of your CDs next week, please.
Thank you, John.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, it's about time you made another CD, I think.
It
Terry.
is, yes. I'm
Yes,
going to
it
be
is, yeah.
I'm going to be working on something in August. I think that's
So
what my plan.
bring loads with you, Terry, because we want to buy. some.
Yeah, please do.
How
We
nice
want
of
to
you.
buy them.
How nice of you. Thank you.
Wanted to say good night. It's been really fun.
Good night,
Nice to see you,
Wendy.
Wendy, lovely
Bye.
to see you.
Thanks,
Lovely
thanks
to
for
see
coming
you.
along. We enjoyed it.
Night, Wendy.
Right.
Oh, there's Storm down. Storm's back. He's like a what was? He's not like a
ferret,
bad penny.
like a ferret.
He's like a rubber ball, come bouncing back to me.
Back to you.
Oh.
Blimey.
That's
What
going
we
back,
read
isn't
or
it?
Marty Wilde.
And I didn't even miss my turn yet.
Oh, let's stick him in somewhere. Where is he? In there. There he goes. Look.
Right, Gwyneth.
Well, how do you follow that, Gwyneth? It was lovely.
With the Lakes of Culdfin. Many versions of it. I learnt it because it appealed to me. One of my daughters lived on Coolfin Street in Belfast, and she also did her PhD about Finn McCool. So I thought, well, I can't not learn the song, really. Well, I should have made her learn it. Early one morning young William arose, and straight to his comrade's bedchamber he goes, saying, "Comrade, oh comrade, let nobody know, for it is a fine morning, and a bathing we'll go." Young William tripped off till he came to Long Lane. The first that he met was a keeper of game. He advised him for sorrow to turn back again, for the lakes of cold water is the lakes of cold Finn. Young William stripped off and he swam the lake round. He swam round the island, but not to right ground, saying, "Comrade, oh comrade, don't you venture in, for the depths of cold water are the lakes of cold Finn." Early that morning his sister arose, and straight to her mother's bedchamber she goes, saying, "Mother, oh mother, I had a sad dream, that young William was floating on the watery stream." Early that morning his mother went there. She'd rings on her fingers and was tearing her hair, saying, "Where was he drowned, or did he fall in? For the depths of cold water is the lakes of cold Finn." The day of his funeral there shall be a grand sight, 24 young men all dressed up in white. They shall carry him along and lay him on clay, saying adieu to young William, they'll all march away. Thank you.
It was lovely, Graham.
Oh yeah,
Lovely song.
You bring a breath of fresh air, Gwyneth. It's lovely.
Yeah, I agree.
So does Phil, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Phil could do with a breath of fresh air.
No, Phil needs a breath of fresh air. Bless him.
He needs a breath of fresh air.
Sorry about that.
It was unpredictable.
I didn't realise I wasn't muted.
That's
So-
my job, so I apologise. Oh, he's coughing. He's
Oh,
sneezing.
he's got to sneeze in.
Yeah.
Not long for this world.
He's whatever it is. He's caught it from that dog. Close proximity to that dog. That's what it is.
Drop a homebrew, that'll sort it. Hang on.
Don't chew any lamb's feet, Phil, don't chew any lamb's feet, mate.
Gaffer's up and ready. Look at him.
Yeah,
there he is.
we have our own ex-medical person here. There was a bloke came in once to see Gaffer, and he said, "Doc, my leg's really hurting. Is that, what can I do about it?" And finally, Gaffer said, "Limp." Right,
Just go in and hop it. That's all you got to do. I come in with a bad leg. I say, stick it in a sling and hop it. There you go. I'm going to save up. I'm going to buy some of those things that that Terry puts in his ears to make his voice come out lovely. That's ever so clever they are. I don't know how it. I'm working what ways to get through the various channels of the skull, but it seems to work ever so well.
You'd have to find your ears first, Gaffer.
Well, that's why I ain't got any glasses on. The buggers are getting a little bit evasive.
Ingrowing ears. That's the issue there.
Ingrowing ears. Well, I thought I'd sing something a bit shorter in case I ran on into Paul Clark's birthday. I'm not sure when that is, but if it's within the next 4 or 5 months, I'm very likely to get a song or two, which will last until then. But unless it's his birthday today, he'll have to do without. It's a song about more military incompetence, just to cheer up that Fuhrer in Moscow. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. It's a lucky he's the emperor, 'cause he'd never make a soldier. Be daft enough to mention it, you bet your boots he'll scold you. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. Now, when he studied gunnery, he always got his sums right, but never grasped the principle which underpinned the gun sight. His teachers of artillery, without exception, claim that he never missed a target but the one he tried to aim at. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. Lucky he's the emperor, 'cause he'd never make a soldier. Be daft enough to mention it, you bet your boots he'll scold you. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. Now, Marshal Berthier thought he'd make life easy for his leader. He bought 1,000 rabbits off the local rabbit breeder. Disaster struck Napoleon with the hungry bunny's freedom. They charged at him 'cause he looked like the bloke that used to feed him. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. Lucky he's the emperor, 'cause he'll never make a soldier. Be daft enough to mention it, you bet your boots he'll scold you. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. Now Masséna, he rules the day, joined the shooting party, to which he'd been invited by Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon's concentration lapsed the moment he let fly ball. Napoleon lost his rabbit and Masséna lost his eyeball. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. Lucky he's the emperor, 'cause he'll never make a soldier. Be daft enough to mention it, you bet your boots he'll scold you. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. Now Marshal Ney, the crown betrayed, and he was tried for treason, and so was sentenced to be shot, and not without good reason. Now have you any last request before we do our duty? I'd be obliged if you would ask Napoleon to shoot me. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. It's lucky he's the emperor, 'cause he'll never make a soldier. Be daft enough to mention it, You bet your boots he'll scold you. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot. Don't tell him I told you. At Waterloo he met his doom. The Allies were victorious. Chose exile over suicide because it seemed more glorious. But military historians who study the events vow that if he tried to shoot himself, we'd all be speaking French now. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told you. It's a lucky he's the emperor, 'cause he'd never make a soldier. Be daft enough to mention it, you bet your boots he'd scold ya. Napoleon, he's a rotten shot, but don't tell him I told ya.
Yay! I played a YouTube video of you singing one of your historical songs to a friend of mine. He was a geography student, a historical student, and he said, "It's all right, it's all true, it's all correct." Because he listened to that saying, "What's all this rubbish?" And he said, "Well, no, it's all right."
Correct. Yeah.
Amazing.
Correctitude is a strength of Gaffer's songs.
It is totally, yeah, absolutely.
Correctitude. Yeah. And telegraphed endings.
Oh yeah, excellent ending. We all knew it was coming there, Gaff.
People must learn from Gaffer's endings. Yes.
Right, I have before me still Mr. Clark's email.
Oh, God.
And reading again from the Gospel according to St. Paul, starting at the 8th verse. How come musicians this accomplished aren't earning decent money delivering pizzas? You're dead when you come up here.
In the same book as your carol, the rocking song, isn't it?
Right, come on then, Clarky. See what are you going to do for us?
Right,
have you got that deep
He can't compete with
bass
Brad.
guitar?
He's got no product placement tonight because Sue and Brian.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I was wondering whether they changed their background, but they then pulled a packet of cereal out of it, and I realise now quite what they've managed to do there. They have changed their background, but it's a real one. Anyway, yeah, no, this is in honour of International Workers' Labour's Day or whatever it was, but it's not taken very seriously, I'm afraid. Brothers, we all know why we're here. We stated our demands, we made it perfectly clear. The owners of this factory are pushing us around. So are we gonna stand here and take it lying down? No, we're not. We've got our rights. No, we won't give up without a fight. It's the bosses gets the money, and it's the workers gets the blame. And it's time they stop treating us like prawns in the game. Prawns in the game. Prawns in the game. It's time they stop treating us like prawns in the game. Our brothers in this dispute are being manipulated, and it's up to us to see that the management's castigised. We've got the support of Ajax and the ENTAU and the ALPNWF. Anyway, as far as we're concerned, at this particular moment in time, we're bypassing the union because they're just towing the line. The fact is, the working man is being victimated. So are we gonna sit around and watch him get cast straight into the sea? No, we're not. We've got our rights. No, we won't give up without a fight. It's the bosses gets the money, and it's the workers gets the blame. And it's time they stop treating us like prawns in the game. Prawns in the game. Prawns in the game. It's time they stop treating us like prawns in the game. Now we got a right to strike, brothers, and we got a right to work. And we got a right to stay on strike for the right to go back to work. We got a right to back pay for the time that we've been striking, and the overtime we could have earned is ours for the taking. Now the Executive Strike Committee is in complete agreement,
The party leader, Mickey Thump, is representing our grievance. The day is dawning, brothers, when the battle will be won. So are we gonna skip in now or leave the job undone? No, we're not. We've got our rights. No, we won't give up without a fight. What do the bosses get? The money. And what do the workers get? The blame. And what have they been treating us as? Prawns in the game. Right, prawns in the game. Prawns in the game. It's time they stop treating us like prawns in the game. Our comrades in Angola have kicked the colonists out. Control by the proletariat is what it's all about. From the shores of Czechoslovakia, from Hungary and Spain, the writing's on the wall, brothers, the message is plain. The government's trying to con us with another wages freeze, but the aim of the party, brothers, is to bring the country to its knees. As Mickey says, the revolution will bring a bright new day. So are we gonna let these scabs stand in our way? No, we're not. We've got our rights. No, we won't give up without a fight. It's the bosses gets the money, and it's the workers gets the blame. And it's time they stop treating us like prawns in the game. Prawns in the game. Prawns in the game. It's time they stop treating us like prawns in the game. Prawns in the game. Prawns in the game. It's time they stop treating us. It's time they stop treating us. It's time they stop treating us like prawns in the game.
Brilliant, Paul. Woo-woo!
Yes.
Well worth the late trip. Anyway.
Estupendo.
And I very much enjoyed your mock southerner accent there.
Me too.
Prawns in the game.
Prawns in the game, mate, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's mate.
Ain't
Ain't it,
worth
Paul?
it. Leave it at.
Leave it at Gav, come on.
At Mark
Leave
Babs.
it. Perfect. Sling your up, Paul. Come on, get on it.
London accent, mate.
That's it. What's happening? Well, what's happening then?
It'd be Storm next, isn't it? Is that what happening?
Storm next, mate. Yeah.
We got Storm. We squeezing him in.
Let him have it, Storm. Come on, let him have it.
Yeah. I sent him a message saying, bugger off till June, Storm. We ain't got time for you. And he signed back in, but he's got time, so I'll shut up now. Oh, he's gone. No, he hasn't. Who's gone? Somebody's gone.
Who's
No.
gone? Not me.
No, it went bloom. I'll shut up.
Okay. Naomi Judd's death really shook me a little bit, especially since her kids say it was because of mental illness, which suggests she might have committed suicide. She was very important when I was raising my daughter as a single dad. My daughter would respond to the Judds' music, and this particular song I just played over and over again to keep my own sanity. And quick poem. When? It might be today, it might be tomorrow, no time for grief, no time for sorrow. When the wind blows as it may, you will know that now's the day. The time has come you've waited for to step ahead, look back no more. I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart could understand that love and only love can join the trials of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? When we stand together, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything. Keep believing in the power. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Oh, love can build a bridge. Love and only love between your heart and mine. Between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Love and only love. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love and only love. Love and only love.
Lovely story.
There.
And
A
you know
true
what?
folkie. He was in G major.
And you had
Isn't that fabulous, just like that.
Alan and Terry supporting you.
Well,
Them both playing along with you. Brilliant.
If only Zoom allowed it.
Yeah,
there.
it would be brilliant. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
That was
it looks
smashing.
Like you're
That was
going
smashing.
For a big chorus song, Alan.
I got a big fat chorus song. There are some worms up here. That's just the chorus. And it what does happen is it tends to go too quickly and you can't fit all the worms in for the chorus. So love can. Do you see? That was the key. Love can. Da, 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 da. It was in G. Honest, he was. So we're in G on this one anyway. And I could just go straight in, couldn't I? Because it's late. Oh, here's the chorus though. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arm in arm along the road like sister and brother. They went arm in arm along the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. That's the chorus, you see. Now as I was a-walking one morning in May, I spied a young couple so neat and so gay. And one was a young man, her beauty shone clear, and the other was a soldier and a brave grenadier. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arm in arm along the road like sister and brother. They went arm in arm along the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. Then out of his knapsack he pulled his fine fiddle, and he played us such a merry tune you ever did hear. And he played us such a merry tune, her valleys did ring. Ooh, said the fair maid, I hear the nightingale sing. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arm in arm along the road like sister and brother. They went arm in arm along the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. Now this verse reminds me of certain Ted Robshaw. There we go. Oh, I'm off to India for 7 long years, drinking wine and strong brandy instead of small beers. And if ever I return again, it'll be in the spring. And we'll both sit down together, love to hear the nightingale sing. And they skits so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. Come on, with arm and arm along the road like sister and brother. They went arm in arm along the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together, love to hear the nightingale sing. Well then, said the fair maid, will you marry me? Yes. Bugger off, said the soldier, that never can be. For I have a wife at home in the own country, and she is the prettiest fair maid you ever did see. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arm in arm on the road like sister and brother. They went arm in arm on the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arm in arm along the road like sister and brother. They went arm in arm along the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale. All together. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. As I was walking one morning in May.
Brilliant, Al. Absolutely fabulous.
There you are. It's a smashing song. It's going on a yellow list. It's going on a yellow card, Al, as an end of the night song.
Absolutely, I agree totally.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
For those who can't get to see us face to face, what we've started doing now is we've got a host of chorus songs for end of night, and they're all in large print for old people. And so we get up there, everybody who's sung gets up there at the end of the night, and the card gets passed on to the next person who has to sing the next verse. And Ruth and Andrew, Ruth's very shy. Well, it's still being recorded. She knows she's very shy. Ruth and Andrew. Ruth now gets to choose which song we do, and she had Manchester Rambler last time. Last time I think that was the one, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was indeed.
Yeah, and that was good fun. So we got some, good old-fashioned chorus songs. And
we had a good one with Brian and Sue, didn't we? We had a good bit of a wagon wheel with Brian.
Oh, we did a wagon wheel. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I always like wagon wheels. Can you still get? You can't get them now, can you?
Oh yes, you can.
Yes.
Topic. That's the one that.
They're only that big, though, Alan. They're not the way they used to be when we were children.
Well, when you were small, John, everything was bigger. Did you not?
Exactly. Yes.
Does anybody know that much bigger than you?
Well, topic.
What were wagon wheels? I don't know what a wagon wheel is.
It's lost in the pond, isn't it? They were chocolate wafer thingies.
Yeah.
They were quite big.
large.
If you were a child,
Oh, they were biscuits with marshmallow in the middle.
Yeah, we had biscuit. Oh, yes.
Chocolate.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, we call those mallow pies.
And I'm sure they were bigger than ours.
They were that big when we were kids. Now they're
They were
that
like
big.
that when
Everything's
I was
bigger
a
in
kid.
America.
Yeah.
Everything's bigger in America, Storm.
Yes.
As if we give a monkey's law.
Apart from the gallon. But
And they used to have a... Do you remember the advert?
The topic.
Oh.
Wagon wheels are the treat for me. They're the biggest chocolate biscuit you ever did see. Wagon wheels, they're the treat for me.
Don't believe it. I
You
don't
remember
believe
that?
it.
Yes,
What about-
that was it. That was the...
I've just got one thing to say. I don't even need to mention the product. Those of you at Christmas just need to hear.
Oh no!
Oh yes, Aberfrau biscuits.
Aye.
There we are.
Have you eaten yours, Brian and Sue?
Hey,
Have you
John,
eaten yours?
tell them about the time you saw them for sale and you wouldn't buy them.
Oh!
Why should I
We're
buy
too
them?
blind. Them, I've got
bloody-
loads of them.
Come on!
They wear
Bloody
pretty
expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive
I'm a
when you see
pensioner.
them. Yeah.
You let me buy them.
They've got smashing packaging, but you can't eat the packaging or the branding. Yeah. What about this one? Do you remember this one? You wonder where the yellow went.
When you brush your teeth with Pepsodent. Yes.
Now, Storm, did you have Pepsodent?
We did have Pepsodent.
Hey, there you go.
Stop the recording at this point, otherwise Alan's going to be all night editing it on Zoom.
Motoring.
OSS.
So sign means happy motoring.